Peaceful greetings and welcome back to Nieve Tigre's channel. So I don't know why the camera is looking so blurry like this. I tried to wipe it. I tried to wipe it off and it's just blurry. So anyways, I wanted to come and do a video today about what a flame point Siamese is. I had like two large groups of people that were really interested in Nieve Tigre, and I had went through this whole description of what a regular Siamese is and how Nieve Tigre is so unique, and his rarity being 1 in 100,000, and how that actually works, and what makes him different than other Siamese. Okay, Nieve, you want to look this way? This is your video. Yeah, there the handsome kitty baby is. Okay, so flame point is denoting his color. The points are actually denoting the ears, the face, the front paws, and the tail, in which I'll put a picture I'll put a picture of other types of Siamese, which, there is seal point, which is the gray the gray Siamese. Then you have the chocolate points, which are the brown Siamese. Nieve, I'm gonna need you to look this way. You look so handsome. You said you don't want to be a part of the rest of your video? You only making special appearances? Okay. So, anyways, flame points have to have both parents, the mother and the father, have the recessive gene for the cat to come out like him. So if there are two chocolate points or two, I believe it's mostly from the chocolate points, but don't quote me on that, that will have the recessive gene. They have to be a carrier of the gene for the cat to come out like that. And again, it is a rarity of 1 in 100,000. Now, he does have sun sensitivity, so at the strongest parts of the day where the sun is at its peak, he is usually going to need an umbrella, or he's going to need to be in the shade because it irritates him and it can cause him to have sunburns and skin conditions. Okay. Outside of that, sassy as an orange cat. He got that catitude, right? And he has the intelligence of, and what is very well known to all Siamese humans, right? Meaning that they're not our pets. They look at us, cats look at their humans as the pet, if you will. So anyways, Nieve, would you like to say something on behalf of the Flame Point Siamese? Oh, so one interesting fact as well is that the flame points, actually, as kittens, they start out all white. And so he was completely white, except it looked like his ears were just barely dipped, in orange, like barely at the tip. And then on the sides of his nose, he had one little orange line on either side. And so people were like, oh, that's a flame point Siamese. And I kept thinking, that's a fire point. I couldn't get the proper terminology down for a while. So anyways, I was raised around Siamese, regular, mostly chocolate point, but a few seal point Siamese. And so with him coming into my life, he was actually the first He was the first flame point that I ever knew about. And so, I had to, you know, adjust to the different accommodations that a flame point actually requires. Now, if you know much about flame points, they definitely have catitude, okay, but very loving. And Siamese in general, all Siamese are known for being very, very vocal and highly talkative. The blue eyes is a character trait of Siamese in general, so if they do not have blue eyes, then they are not full Siamese. And then another trait that most Siamese just in general have is that if they are not cross-eyed, they actually will go cross-eyed sometimes. So Nieve Tigre actually didn't have either of those two latter traits, the talkativeness or the crossed eyes, until he got hit by that car. And I was like, did that like unlock some Siamese traits? Because it was like it knocked the Siamese into him, because now he is highly vocal, and sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes he actually does go cross-eyed, which is quite hilarious because I never know when his eyes are going to do it. Yeah. So, anyways, I find it quite funny, and usually it's someone else that's like, "Oh, is his eyes crossed?" And I was like, "Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes they are." Yep, they sometimes are. Now, another thing about flame points and in general, like they have, certain things that are specific to their breed, which, well, let me digress. So, for a, let's say, allergic individual, Siamese are short haired and they are more hypoallergenic than a lot of the other cats, okay? So the two highest hypoallergenic cats for people that are actually allergic to cats would be a Siamese, and then, okay, don't shoot the messenger, but the hairless cats. And some people say them cats is ugly, okay? I happen to think that they're cute, okay? But everybody has a right to their own opinion. And if you're allergic, they don't have, or to my knowledge, they're not giving off, the amount of pet dander, if they even give off the pet dander, but they do actually secrete oils off of their skins, from what I've heard. Okay, so that's another something that you might want to take into consideration if you were allergic and wanted to have a cat. Okay, yes, so they are, out of all the cats, they are more hypoallergenic, but it also depends on if you are, keeping up good hygiene for your animals as well. So if you're getting them groomed regularly or bathing them yourself, brushing them every day, maybe wiping them down in between groomings, with like a rag or a washcloth, or maybe even the wipes. They have the kind of like shampoo wipes, the dry, bath kind of thing or whatever. So there's a whole bunch of different variables that if you kept in check hygienically, that the cats can also be, higher on the hypoallergenic side. Right. Okay, there was something else. I should have wrote a list for this video because I know that there was a lot of points that I wanted to make, and I'm not sure if I've covered them all. Cats in general, you want to make sure that they're getting enough water, because for some reason they have like a lot of them tend to not get in enough water, and so they'll have like issues, whether that is urinary tract infections or kidney issues. Let's see. I want to say sometimes they have liver issues as well. Um, but it all also depends upon the breed. Okay. If there are specific things that you are curious about Nieve Tigre, uh, specifically, just put them in the comments and I read all of the comments. I love getting your guys' comments, and yeah, I think that we covered the Siamese and the differences between the regular flame point and the seal point, as well as the chocolate points. And I will put photos in the video so you guys can see the difference. A lot of people, they ask me how much did I pay for Nieve Tigre, because what I found out is they are actually in high demand, and they are expensive cats. Okay. I said he's priceless, and a few people have attempted to buy him. A couple people tried to steal him, but I got him back. Yeah. And now he's chipped with a tracker. Okay, so I'll be knocking on the door. Yeah, you don't want them kind of problems. So, anyways, uh, yeah, so Nieve Tigre came to me through the cat distribution system. So I didn't pay nothing for him. Okay? He chose me to be his kitty mama. Yeah, yeah. That's why every time he got kitty napped, I knew he was coming back, because God gave me that cat. The universe gave me that cat, right? So I already knew. I already knew. So anyways, you could fact check and look up how much they go for, but it's like a couple $1,000s. Okay. But I'm pretty sure I had, deposited enough, good into the Universal Cat Fund, right? And got my good karma with the cat family, right? To the point that they were like, we're going to gift you with a rare, unique, beautiful cat. Nieve Tigre. Yep. Because I was taking care of a pride of about 20 feral cats when he came into my life. So I think that was like a kitty gift. But I'll tell you this, y'all, some people, they have tried to call me the cat lady, but I was like, I don't vibrate with that energy. Okay? Absolutely not. You can never call me the cat lady, but what you can call me is cat woman. And I was like, baby, I love cats so much. I was like, that they had to have spliced my DNA with cat. Yeah, because I got to be part cat. That's how much I love cats. Kitty baby. Kitty baby. He's looking intensely at something. I don't know what's over there. Should I look? I don't see nothing. He sees something. He's on it. What? Yeah, man. So, but you want to know something that's funny? Sometimes he does this look where he's trying to act like he's looking at something intensely or whatever, just so I'll look. And you know what it reminds me of? Back in the day when people used to say, made you look, he be doing that to me. Yes, he does. He does. I'm telling on it right now. He be making me look, and ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. But sometimes he be looking, oh, and baby, it is something. It is something. But he likes to play that game like made you look. I don't know. I don't know He was a human in the past life, but he loves that made you look stuff. Yes, he does. But anyways, with that being said, it's 15:05 on the timestamp. I'm not going to, as they say, run it up. But if you have any more questions for me, put them in the comments. If you need anything else from Nieve, Tigre, or myself, make sure you check out the description where you can find our 3 websites. One being Nieve Tigre's merch. Okay. You can send any photos that you've taken of him, any videos you've taken of him, whether that was selfies, videos of him just by himself, or group photos. You can send them to his email address, which is nievetigre18@gmail.com. Okay, and by doing that, you're letting me know that you would like it on the channel. Okay, and if you've been watching the channel, you know that he has already gotten a lot of people that, you know, have taken the time to send him his other content, right? Potential 1616 on the timestamp. So anyways, if financial means allow for you to support Nieve Tigre's tuna fund, oh, you like that tuna, kitty baby? If financial means allow for you to support this channel and my efforts in keeping both of our channels up, then you may hit up our Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, or you can buy me a coffee from doing all the work. Well, he does a lot of work too. He does a lot of work because he's a supervisor, and I'm telling you, baby, he is a tough supervisor. Anybody that has a cat, look. Yeah, he is a tough supervisor. He be looking over my shoulder like, "What you doing? You doing it right? Okay, I'm watching you." No, but anyways, he's great. He brings me so much laughter and joy. So, if financial means do not allow for you to be able to support the channel by financial means, then you can always hit up the like, share, and subscribe for free, FREE 99. Okay, for free. All right, and you can also hype up the videos so that you can help us send these videos out into the algorithm and have more people watching these videos and supporting our channels as well. All right, with that being said, we are going to end this video. Everybody have a great day, and hopefully you learned something about flame points and regular Siamese in general. All right, peace.